Good evening, everyone. How are we all?
Hello.
Hiya, Steve. Hiya, Kate. Yeah. I'm going to have a little bit of a rant tonight. I'll wait till a few more people come in. So yeah, I wasn't an happy chappy last night. Let's just say. I've got a nearly 6 minute ad.
What?
A 6 minute ad. So yeah, I went a very happy chappy after last night's live stream, the baking live stream. I'll elaborate a little bit more. I'm not sort of gonna. Hiya, Gordo. How are you? Yeah, it's all right. Chris is just in the kitchen. He's washing a few pots, but he's supposed to be making a coffee. So, has anybody noticed anything? So why wasn't I happy chappy? Which so it says we've only got one watching, so obviously somebody else has gone. I think YouTube is effing me over, if that makes sense. Basically, at one point, I'd got upwards of 15, 16 people in, right? But when I shut this live stream down, it only said I'd had 28 views. Hiya, Mike. How are you?
Hello, Mike.
So, yeah, so I weren't a very happy chappy last night at all. And even Chris, when I shut it down, he always checks to see how many views I've had. And he says, surely that's not right. I mean, it's grown a little bit today, but that's not the point. Looking at last week's, I've got over 100. I've got over 100 views on the Viennese mince pies, and when I shut it down, I think I've got 60 odd, going on 70. Now you tell me why I got upwards of 15 people in, even if them 15 people only watched a minute. You know what I mean? And this is what I can't understand. And I reckon I've been losing subscribers hand over fist. And the fact that when I shut it down last night, on average, when I shut it down on a Tuesday night, between 50 and 60, let's just say. Yes, it does. Thank you very much, Steve. But yeah, so I think they've screwed me over, basically. So, you know, and I keep going back to the, you know, we're relatively small YouTubers. They're not earning the big bucks from us. So basically, but having said that, I was having a conversation with Tracy after the stream, and I says, then they wonder why so many people are giving up and saying, well, why should I bother, blah, blah, blah. And I've had the same thoughts. In fact, I had them same thoughts last night, and I said, you know, it makes you wonder if it's worth it. But, you know, same as I've said, hiya, Amjad, how are you? Hiya, Becky. So, yeah. So I says, well, they're not going to beat me down. I'm going to carry on regardless. I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing. And I know Tracy enjoys doing the baking streams, but it's a bit disheartening when you have upwards of 15 people in your live stream, and then you look at the viewers and it only says 28. So that's me rant over for now. So it's all right, I'm having a bit of a rant about last night's live stream. You know. Hi, Karate, how are you? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Gordo. It has picked up a bit today, but the fact or the comparison from last night to week before's, when I shut it down, I got like 60 odd, nearly 70 views. And then like yesterday, you think, oh, you know, there's quite a few people been coming in, you know, there's few regulars, blah, blah, blah. You know, when I shut it down, I were expecting at least 50. So, you know what I mean? But hey ho.
Yeah, dear.
It is what it is. The same as I says,
How do all?
same as I've said, you know, if they think that, you know, I'm gonna say, oh, sod it, I'm not going, you know, I'm not gonna go live anymore. I'm not gonna be doing my baking streams anymore. You know, they've got nothing coming. It's just made me coffee karate. But yeah, I mean, you can understand why a lot of people are going over to other platforms. You know, there's no wonder people like you know, all big names is all going over to, is it D Live or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Because they're so disheartened, you know, they struggle to get 1,000 subscribers. They struggle to get the 4,000 watch time hours to get monetized. And then once they get monetized, you know, it's you know, people put their heart and their soul into the channels. But this is it, Steve. This is what I'm saying. The numbers didn't lie last night. Yeah, I know we've had odd occasion where it's sort of gone up in hundreds, 200s, 300s or whatever. But there were steady 15, 16 people in last night. And majority of them people stayed in right till the very end. This is a big softy, that Gordo, you know. We've been playing with salt dough today, doing hand prints, dog paw prints, star shapes. So is
but what has been teaching you, is it, Gordo?
But this is what I'm saying, Becky. I mean, even if somebody don't say anything in the chat and they're just watching in the background, because I know a lot of people do watch in background, they're still watching it, and that still counts as a view. Oh, thank you very much, Kate. I thought I'd wear it down because I bit the bullet today, and I'd had this dye for months, and I was just, you know, I just couldn't be bothered. Chris says it does look dark, but it's not black, it is dark brown. So don't worry about it, Amjad. Same as I say, I appreciate everybody that comes in and everybody that stops. You know, and same as I said to Chris, there were 15, 16 people in. If they just watch it for a minute or a couple of minutes, that view still counts. I go through that all the time. You know how I fixed it. But this is the thing. I mean, I you know, don't get me wrong. I were very disappointed. Not only for myself, but the fact that Tracy joined me on the baking live streams. And it ain't just me that were disappointed. It were also Tracy. But you know, I mean, people that know me, Steve, know that, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down, I couldn't give a monkeys. You know what I mean? And it don't bother me because you do have to grow a thick skin. But it's just the fact that what gets me so mad about it, made a big boo-boo, though, still have to make them again. We had the temperature too high, so they rose and cracked. Oh, dear. But yeah, I mean, anybody that knows me knows it don't bother me. I've got the power to, if anybody says out to me to ban them, blah, blah, blah. That's why I've got so many wrenches, blah, blah, blah. Because I know that the people that I give wrenches to have got my back should there be any trouble. So, basically, Kate, in last night's baking live stream, you know yourself because you were there, there were upwards of 15 or 16 people in. Now, Tracy will tell you, because I always sort of like have a brief chat afterwards. So Chris refreshed it and it only come up with 28 views. Now, last week, when we did the mince pies, we're talking like upwards of 50, 60, going into 70s. And that were right off the bat. So I says to Chris, I says, I think YouTube's trying to F me over. Oh. You chat about briefs now. I says we chat briefly. Oh, Gordon Bennett. But anyway, enough of that. And I says, probably, such as the big YouTubers of this world, because we're not earning them big dollars, are they trying to get shutter all the relatively small channels? I'm glad somebody does, Steve. But yeah, I mean, Chris will tell you, I weren't mad, I weren't nothing, you know what I mean? And he agreed with me. There's no wonder it's so disheartening for a lot of channels. I mean, I know channels that have lost hundreds of subscribers. I ain't sort of, I know channels that have lost hundreds. And I think it's underhandedness. Hiya, Danny. Meggie YouTuber, yeah, right. He says, I will go make you some toast and I will even put butter on it. That's kind of you, Steve.
Don't forget the jam.
Who is this Gordon Bennett? Is he related to Ronnie? I don't know. But okie dokie then, Kate. I mean, probably Tracy's told you about the sort of minor rant I had last night, Johnny. E.g. the views and everything that it finally come up with, last night after I closed the live stream down. Even Chris sat there and he says, well, surely that's wrong. Yeah. I mean, yeah, fair enough. It's a sort of...
I'm going into your channel and seeing if it's data missing on videos.
Oh, probably, yeah. But, I know they've had sort of... Hey, Steve's going somewhere now. He says, be right back.
Where are you going, Stephen Kate? Come on. This all sorted before she started.
But yeah, same as Chris says. Yeah, I understand that some data, they say, oh, it not be up for about 3 hours after your live stream or blah, 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 or things like that. But, it does dishearten you. And sort of Tracy messaged me afterwards, and I says, well, don't worry. I says, I'm not going to stop doing, oh, pardon me. I'm not going to stop doing the baking live. I'm not going to stop doing the lives. You know, far from it. You know. Wacky says, I have to keep nipping in and out too. Why, what you doing? But yeah, me and Chris had this conversation last night. No, I can tell you now, Kate, I am not stopping. I'm not stopping doing YouTube. It's just so maddening. And same as Chris said, I mean, we had this conversation last night. There's no wonder a lot of people that's doing YouTube get disheartened and say, you know, sod it, I'm not going to do it anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's sort of their underhand tactics to make you feel like that, if you get me what I'm saying. So nature in a big pan of corned beef hash. But I mean, me and Tracy had this conversation last night, Kate, and I says it's so disappointing, and it's more disappointing. How can I put it? Because Tracy enjoys it, she, you know, and it's sort of, I feel disappointed for Tracy, if that makes sense. You know, that's you know, that's all I want to say, really. Wacky says before, yes, no. But yeah, you know, I mean, how can I put it? We both put a lot into these baking live streams, you know, and the fact that people come and watch what we're doing, blah, 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 it's not only disappointing for myself, it's disappointing for Tracy, and it's disappointing for people that are watching. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the sort of, I wanted to explain to you, Kate, where I was coming from as far as feeling disappointed. So, you know, it's, you know, I says to Tracy last night, I says, don't worry. I says, I'm not going to give up doing the live, you know, live baking streams. And she says, oh, good, because I enjoy doing it. And I says, I'm not going to give up. It's just disappointing. But, you know, same as Chris says, you know, it's like me sticking middle finger up at YouTube, you know what I mean? You might think you know, you're gonna you know, you might think you're gonna but yeah, it's a case of you know, we yeah, I don't know. It is disappointing, but it's not only disappointing for myself, it's disappointing for Tracy, because I know Tracy puts a lot of effort into it, as do I. So but the only reason why Chris has done that, Kate, is because I've made him a manager of my channel. So that's the only reason why he can do that. So, sorry, guys, I'm going to have to tie my hair back because it's making me sweat. So yeah. I'm paying cakes. So he says a manager with no wages. But yeah, I mean, same as Wacky says, it looks like you average about 100 viewers. But the fact that when we closed it down last night, we only got 28 views. The same as Chris said, there was at least 15, 16 or even 17 in at one point. So just figure out, even if them 17 only stopped for a minute or two. But you know what I mean? It's disheartening, and I feel a lot better now. I've had a rant and talked to somebody about it, even though me and Chris sort of talked about it last night. Hi, Vanessa, how are you? I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a minute, Wakey. I've got YouTube at YouTube Studio on me.
Yeah, your watch time got 200 and something.
16.4K, it says here.
What?
Watch time minutes.
Well, your overall watch time, if you look on your...
analytics.
Yeah. 200 and something.
It says estimated viewers, right? You know how Wakey were on about it average. My average views is 150, Wakey. It says watch time minutes, 16,424. Views in the last 28 days is 1,624. And the average view duration, and this is for how long people watch it, is 10 minutes and 6 seconds. So even that, it says from previous period, the average view duration was only 9 minutes and 53 seconds. So the average view duration has gone up. And it says basically, this is only like for the last 28 days. 69.3% are from subscribers and 30% are from non-subscribers. So, so there you go. Cash. Sounds like saying people in charge of the US elections are in charge of this as well. But this is what I'm saying. You know what I mean, Steve? It's so disheartening when you know that you're up there with your watch time, you're up there with your viewers, you're up there with your average view duration. Yeah, they say I only had 28 views last night. It's a load of BS, if you ask me. YouTube analytics make very little sense. Way overcomplicated. But this is my sentiments exactly, Steve. Someone's getting screwed, and it's mainly the small YouTubers.
Yep.
It's mostly the small YouTubers because we're not earning YouTube the mega bucks that these has got millions and millions of subscribers. So yeah, and then that's the reason I said, they think, oh, we'll push them out to run them out of town, basically. Start drinking. Does Diane Abbott work for YouTube? But yeah, it's same as Chris says. These were his exact words last night. For views and watch time hours and everything that you get, and it makes no rhyme or reason. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. So, I mean, look at numbers now. We've got 15 watching. And it was like last night, average between 16, 17. So, and then to turn it off and only get 28 viewers. It says not possible, Gordo. If she did, it would crash every 30 seconds. But yeah, it's I can see why some people say, you know, throw the hands up in air and say, oh, well, I give up. You know what I mean? I can see it, exactly why they do it. But, I mean, Bella will tell you, Kate will tell you, Chris will tell you, anybody that knows me will tell you, I'm no quitter. Ain't that right, sweetheart?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had my wobbles every now and again. I've said, oh, I'm quitting YouTube. I'm not doing YouTube anymore. You know what I mean? Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Hello, Tracy, lass.
You know, every now and again, I have a little bit of a wobble. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking, sod it. Why should I? Why should I give them satisfaction of knowing that they've run me out of town? I'm not going to do that. So don't worry, Tracy. Hiya, Easy. This is it, Easy. I've just said, anybody that knows me, I'm no quitter. But it you know what I mean? It is disheartening that you put all this time and effort and me and Tracy's baking on a live stream. You know, we put all this effort into these baking live streams, and it not only feels disappointing for myself, but I feel disappointed for Tracy. Okay then, Amjad, thank you for popping in. Same as I say, it don't matter how long you stop, Amjad, the fact that you're here supporting me, that means a lot to me. You know, same with everybody else that's here in the chat. You know, I do appreciate everybody's support. So, but you know, it's you can understand that, you know, why people get disheartened. You know, why people say, oh, I'm stopping doing live streams, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, because at the end of the day, your subscribers appreciate you, but I don't think YouTube do. Yeah, okay then. I'm but by no means I'm not giving up. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a quitter. Steve says I sense you're a little upset, so if you want, I'll let you can slap me around for a while if you wish, and I will promise to like it. But yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not upset. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset. It's just so frustrating, maddening, you know, aggravating. You know what I mean? Vanessa says bullwhip or riding crop. You might enjoy both, Vanessa. But Tracy knew I had away last night. You know what I mean? Sorry, I've got blown my nose. When, you know, when Chris always like refreshes it after I close it down. I wish, Gordo. It says this chat's becoming £2.50 a minute. Oh dear. Oh dear. My lady says whip Simon. I am a lady. Oh dear me. But yeah, it's good we can laugh about it. You know what I mean? It was just so damn frustrating last night. You know what I mean? Oh dear. And then like Chris last week, because he couldn't get this OBS thing right, he says, that's it, I'm not doing any lives anymore. Then he sorted it. And he went saying, I'm not going to let it beat me, blah, blah, blah. Now he's got it sorted out. So he's not stopping doing live streams anymore. But you do say these things, in it at the moment. But yeah, if you're wondering what we're talking about, my lady, you know as well as I do, there were 16, 17 people in last night. When I closed it down, Chris refreshed it and he went, surely that's not right. I'd only got 28 views. You know what I mean? And it's so like disappointing, maddening, aggravating, you know what I mean? It's all them rolled into one. You know, that we put so much effort and time into these baking live streams. You know, it's not just for myself, it's for Tracy as well. You know what I mean? And it's hi Rob, how are you?
Hello, Rob, lad.
So yeah, you know, don't worry. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not, you know, but you know, I'll carry on regardless, you know what I mean? So, but you know, I mean, it's but this is the thing, you know, it weren't the fact that, yeah, I were disappointed for myself, Tracy, but are also disappointed for you. You know what I mean? We put all this effort, time, and everything into what we bake, that it makes me feel horrible for you, if you know what I mean. Plaque. But yeah, you know, same as I said, anybody that knows me knows I'm not a quitter. I just dust myself off, get up, carry on regardless. You know what I mean? That is my attitude, you know what I mean? Brush myself down, you know, carry on. So yeah, you know, oh, that's good, Vanessa. You know what I mean? She says, I never thought that I would see any subscribers ever. It shows just over 500.
Boom.
But yeah, you know what I mean? It's you know, people that like Hazy, if you're still watching, you know, is a fantastic guitar player. He writes his own music. He sings, you know, is the old kit and caboodle. Now, you know, that is one person that puts his heart and his soul into his channel. You know what I mean? And he's doing what he loves, which is me with baking. But you can understand why so many people get disheartened about it. But yeah, I've just said, Steve, no, you know, I'm going to dust myself off. You know, it never entered my mind to quit. I was just so disappointed. Oh, excuse me, that's that coffee. But the thing is, Vanessa, same as I've said, since we've been in this pandemic, I've not gone out. And for me, this is my social platform, if you know what I mean. It's a way to communicate with my friends, you know, and that's it, basically. And I've said time and time again, you know, a lot of people harp on about likes and dislikes, but I look at it this way. And Chris is saying, you know, so long as your likes outweigh your dislikes, it makes no odds. You know, and I watched a video once and it says that the more controversial you are, the more drama YouTube like it. You know what I mean? So it don't give the right impression to everybody if they're condoning drama and, you know, bad language, etc. You know what I mean? And all, you know. But I says, I don't care whether they like it or they don't. I'll never get embroiled in the drama community or anything like that. This is what I do. I'm here to socialise. I'm here to catch up with my friends. You know, and that's it. You know, I'm not going to start no drama. I don't tolerate any drama. You know what I mean? And that's basically me. I won't tolerate drama. I won't tolerate any, you know, BS, basically. Yeah, I agree there, Wacky. You know, they do promote controversy, but I'm not going to get roped in or pulled into that sort of thing because that's not me.
Hey.
Hi, Ian. Only because I sent you a picture, Ian. It says, I bet you can't guess what you did today, Jeanette. Bet you did your hair. Well, we're only on about grey hairs the other day. I were having a conversation with Ian. And I went, God, lad, you've got a lot of grey hairs coming. So anyway, that's sort of the some of the conversation that me and Ian had. I noticed a lot of grey hairs, and I says to him, I says, I've had this dye, I says, for months and months and months. I says, but I just can't be bothered to do it. You know, so I thought, sod it, I'm going to bite the bullet today. I'm going to colour it, you know. I was getting more grey than I wear anything else. But but I'd had this dye for months and months and months. And it's one of them things, well, I'm not going out anywhere. Nobody's going to see it. Oh. At least she's smiling, or is it just wind? But it's not my normal colour. The normal colour I have is what did I say it were again? It's 4.3, which is summer golden brown, right? But when I ordered this with my shopping, they hadn't got my normal one in, so this is like the closest thing, but this is just bog standard dark brown. Kate says it's got a bit of red. Chris is doing his later, yeah. Is he doing his comb over bit as well? But never a frown with golden brown. But yeah, that's my normal colour, and it's like a goldeny, I don't know, shimmery type of golden brown thingy. But they hadn't got that one in, so I had to go for the next best thing, which this one is a 4, which is like closest next best thing. But at least it's covered me grey hairs up. You know, it's covered grey hairs up. That's all I'm bothered about. Because it were going on my nerves. So but Chris did say, like, from a distance, it does look very dark. But same as I said, once I've washed it probably a couple of times, that so yeah, he says, oh, you know, like from a distance, it does look very, very dark. And I says, well, that'll probably change once I've washed it a few times.
Crystal
Yeah.
out there, leaders, you've got no chance.
Yeah.
All the exercise I'm doing is to have fridge freezer.
I was going to say, Chris will only place Chris can lead you is, you know, Dark Road and back.
He says, be right back.
Mine is needing a cut, might get easy to do it and get a box dye. I'm fed up of blonde now. My roots are by ears. This. But that's what I found, Kate. My grey bits were like getting that long. So as sort of as time went on, the grey bits were getting more and more. So yeah. But that's one thing that mine's in need of, Kate. Mine's in need of like ends trimming because it's very like marsy and whatever on ends. So but yeah, I mean I was sort of in two minds, Vanessa. Should I leave it and just let grey grow through? And I thought, no, I've got dye now, I may as well do it. So I thought now, you know, I've got this dye, I may as well do it and go for it. And you know, and but I've been meaning to do it for months. Vanessa says she saved her ear off and let it grow. Chris says, just thought I would say I'm live tomorrow at 9 p.m. as nobody is receiving my notifications. Yeah, I thought, being as he's saying that, I'll just remind everybody, Chris is okay then, Rob, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, Rob.
Mrs. G's hair looks like a badger's bum. Oh dear, I'll tell you, you said that, Gordo. Oh, Kate's got hospital again tomorrow, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I hope you go on all right, Kate, and get you sorted out soon. And oh dear. But yeah, that's the only thing that I'm in need of now is not a coat, but just to, you know, get these marsy ends done. So yeah, take care, Rob, and stay safe. So but it's all right, that's just reminded me.
What?
It's all right, I missed a phone call the other day, and me medication were due for a review, and I missed a phone call from them the other day, and then they sent me a text message saying we rang and, you know, you weren't available, blah blah blah. So at your earliest convenience, can you ring? We just need to do a review of your medications. So I just remembered that's something I forgot to do. But yeah, sort of, you know, that's sort of stuff they can do over at phone. And, you know, is it, you know, have you had any problems? Have you had any side effects? No, blah blah blah. And basically that's it. Job's a good one. And did I tell you? I hadn't not yet, Kate. Hairdresser said people are paying a lot of. I looked, and they've got them both on Amazon, exactly the same thing as what you've got. So, you know, I will order some. Well, you see, this is the thing as well. I have to have a CPAP machine now. It's got a memory card in it, right? So the memory card collects all the data, you know, see if you stop breathing while you're using your CPAP machine, how many hours a day you sleep, and oh, it's supposed to taste like apricots. But oh, okie dokie then, Tracy. So anyway, it's like a memory card that you put in, and it records all data. And basically, I got a letter saying, can you ring appointments line, blah, blah, blah. So I did that. And she says, well, obviously, because of the pandemic, we're doing things differently now. So she says, basically, we'll send you, you know, a stamped addressed envelope, blah, blah, blah. And basically, once you receive this envelope, you just take the SD card out, pop it in the envelope and send it back off to us. She says, your CPAP machine will still work. She says, but it just not be recording any data. So they've made me an appointment for this Friday, I think. Anyway, it's supposedly, they're supposed to be ringing me on Friday at 10:30 to discuss this, to discuss the data that were on this SD card or wherever it is. So basically, I've no need to go into hospital. You know, only thing I need them is like I need a new mask and a new pipe. So, but basically, she says, well, when they ring you for this like phone or consultation, she says, just say to them, I need a new mask, I need a new pipe. She says, and they'll send you one out in post. So, you know, so that's that. So I ain't got to sort of partake in going to hospital and whatever. You know, it's all going to be done, you know, via phone call or. Oh,
hey,
excuse me. So yeah, so that's that sorted out. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't really want to go into hospital if you know, if truth be told, I don't want to put myself in that kind of danger. But same as we've said, you know, it's sort of best doing it this way, and then you know, because at the end of the day, all they need is that data from that SD card, and jobs are good. And you know what I mean? I've, you know, for all years I only like go for an annual, like once a year, like for an annual review. So I've you know, for years I've not had any problems. You just say, well, look, you're sleeping an average of this a night, or you know, you've had no episodes where you've stopped breathing, blah blah blah. Everything's okay. But what they do is basically the information from the SD card is they print it out and they put it in your file. I know was there Tuesday, got to go tomorrow, and then on 20th. But you see, with you, Kate, it's a bit different, isn't it? You know what I mean? They've got to physically examine you, you know what I mean? But with this CPAP machine, it's just the data from this SD card, and you know, I've not had no problems with it. And basically, all they'll do is once they get this SD card, they just put it in like a card reader thing, pop it into the pop it into computer, and you know, it downloads all the data from off this SD card onto their computer. Then they'll print it out and stick it in me, you know, they put it in my file. Jobs are good in. I can't help it. Oh, you've got to pick up new treatment. Well, same as I say, keep fingers crossed, Kate, that, you know, you feel a lot better for it, and you know, and they get you sorted out, and because it's been a long time that you've not been feeling well. So but yeah, so that's that in a nutshell, really. I must ring doctors tomorrow about reviewing my medication. It's Harry already off from school being cases of it. Oh. Have I started you off now, my lady? Started a yawning chain off. I'll say it again now. Callum's in college tomorrow all day. He were what were it? Maths and English today, but he did that. He always does that remotely. They're a bit of a it's Callum's fault. He thought he were in college on Monday, so he goes into college, and they turned around and said, well, you should be working online today. So we actually did it online, but in college, if you know what I mean. Oh, it's a long process. Treatment is expensive. They got to go. Oh, well, I get what you mean now. Don't stop, because you'll like have me yawning again in a minute.
Started it in first place. Domestic on YouTube.
You'll have everybody putting it chat. You're getting me yawning now. But yeah, you know what I mean. And this is the thing. I look at it this way, Kate. It's not all, well, it is all about money, basically. But you know, it's like, I mean, Chris's auntie, she was really poorly with cancer at one time, and they tried everything, radio treatment, chemotherapy, you know, but they couldn't get on top of it. New live stream from your bed. Well, this is it. Better not with sleeping, nuddy. So yeah, so she were really, really poorly, and at one point they thought that they were going to lose her. So, and it were actually when Chris's sister got married, and she was telling us that she'd had this phone call, and it one at I think it was Northern General, which is the bigger hospital of the two. We've got two hospitals, and they says, well, we're testing out this pioneering cancer drug. It's sort of, it was one of these things where it weren't proven, but they wanted to not test it. How can I put it? They wanted to try it on severe cancer patients. So she says, well, basically, I can't lose anything. She says, I've got this cancer. She says, they've tried this, they've tried that, and I fear that I'm, you know, losing battle. So anyway, she discussed it with her husband and her kids and her stepkids and grandkids and everything. And it says, you know, same as you said, you can't lose anything. Go for it. Yeah, this is it. Anyway, this is no word of a lie, guys. She went on this drug and she's picture of health today. You wouldn't believe that only 5 years ago she was battling cancer. You know what I mean? It's one of the, I can't say success stories, but one of the, you know, positive outcomes on things. I don't know what it were called, Kate, because she sort of didn't share that with us. And it's Chris's uncle's wife. She's not, she's his auntie, but she's not like only through marriage, if you know what I mean. But when Julie got married just over 5 years ago, we sort of all sat outside, you know, under gazebos and whatever, and we got talking about it. But if you've seen her today, Kate, you know, at one time she was having to wear wigs because she'd gone bald with chemotherapy and everything. She's got a lovely head of hair now. You know, but when they approached her, they says, you know, it's by no means, you know, we just want you to test it out for us, basically. She was a guinea pig, and she says, well, I can't lose anything. You know, because they thought at one time that they were going to lose her. But by God, if you've seen her today, Kate, she's picture of health. You know, she's got that glow about her face, and, you know, her hair's grown all back. And, you know, you wouldn't believe just 5 years ago she was battling cancer. But the consultant that she saw basically said, you're one of the lucky ones because it's like a postcode lottery. You know, you're just lucky that you live where you live, because, you know, a lot of people won't be offered this treatment. You're one of the lucky ones because of where you live that we can offer it to you, which I think's all wrong. You know, like a postcode lottery, you know, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's Chris's auntie. And if you've seen her now, you wouldn't believe 5 years ago she was battling cancer. So, but, you know what I mean? It just goes to show you, as far as these drugs and whatever are concerned, it is a postcode lottery. So not everybody gets that chance that other people get. Yeah. But this is the thing, Kate. There again, and I still believe that it's a postcode lottery. It all depends where you live. You know what I mean? It's because we've, like, 4th largest city in UK, the big hospital, the Northern General, is a teaching hospital. So, you know, oh, she runs marathons, raises money. She's on my Facebook. To look at her, you wouldn't believe how well she is. But yeah, I mean, if you've seen Chris's auntie, you won't believe that only 5 years ago, you know, they weren't holding much hope out for her, put it that way. But it's, you know what I mean? She was just one of the lucky ones that, you know, that got offered it. But not everybody gets that chance to and are offered it. So yeah, we'll talk about something a bit more positive now, you know, and I'm a big believer in, you know, Same as I said the other night, if it's not your time to go, it's not your time to go. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, my mum were one of these that, you know, they basically they couldn't help her. You know what I mean? You don't run marathons. They're not marathons now. They're Snickers.
I know.
But yeah, it's a case of you know, like I said earlier on, don't never give up. You know what I mean? And I'm a big believer in, you know, yeah, you might feel no, my lady whips and chains. Oh dear. But you know, I mean, how can I put it? I think as a community, all us lot, you know, we've all got as health issues. They call them bloody Snickers now, crap name. But yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm this big believer. What don't kill you makes you stronger, if that makes sense. You know, we've all got these. You know, Kate's got her health issues. My lady's got her health issues. Bella's got her health issues. You know, Tracy, Johnny. You know what I mean? And Steve. You know, we've all got sort of certain health problems, but yeah, keep calm and carry on. Exactly, Kate. We get on with it, you know, and I put a thing up on my Facebook, you know, some days we cry, some days we, you know, we I forget what exact wording on it is, but we get up following day and we carry on. Yeah, right. I mean, I posted this thing on my timeline, and I think I'd sent it Chris in a private messenger, and I says, I think I posted it to group as well, and I said, I've just got to get this for Chris, and it's a key ring, and it says, your farts may stink. What I forgot what it is now. Let me have a look. I forgot the exact wording of it. I'm just going to have a look what it is. And
your farts stink, but I love you, hearing.
Yeah, it says your farts. What is it? Hang on a minute. Your farts stink, but I still love you. Your farts stink, but until they kill me, I still love you. That I have long left, though. And I says to Chris, I says, that's right up your alley, that is. He's lethal when he lets... Oh, got on about farts other week, didn't we? But I laughed when I seen that, and I thought, that is Chris to a T. This is no word of a lie, guys. I sat here today, and he's either got Lucy on his knee or he's got Tucker on his knee.
Not now.
Yeah, but he's burning holes in back of your neck. Anyway, so we sat here, I sat here and I was doing something on my computer, and I heard this noise, and I thought it was either Lucy or Tucker snoring, right? So Chris says, did you hear my belly then? And I went, I thought it rather Lucy or Tucker snoring. It was that loud, and I could hear it, and he's right over there, and I'm here, and it were ever so loud. And I says, one or two things. I says, you need to go and have a good hot, or you need to go and have a good. I says, and he says, but I'm not hungry. He says, I've just had something to eat. I says, well, you need to go to the toilet then. So, but yeah, it were ever so loud, this noise that were coming from his belly. And I said, I think that's trying to tell you something, dear. You know what I mean? Oh dear. Well, either way, you needed to fart or do something because it didn't have make some funny noise. Can I have some pop, please, baby?
No.
You know, because we've had eating on, it's dried my throat out. So yeah. I mean, if there ever a gold medal won for farting, Chris would win it hands down. Yeah, you know what I mean. If ever there were an Olympic sport for it, Chris would win it hands down. He'd win gold medal. No, because he drunk last it.
Mm.
So yeah. But if you could hear him, Kate, first thing in the morning, it's wonder what toilet seats in row don't lift up when he goes to the toilet.
Making me want to go now, you.
But this is no word of a lie, Kate. I've been sat here before doing a live stream, right? And he said, I need to go to the lav. So he's gone to his downstairs one, bearing in mind it's across the passage and, you know. So anyway, I'll be sat here on the live stream and all of a sudden I've heard something go. And I went, you can hear that in here. If I can hear it, everybody else can hear it. But yeah, that is no word of a lie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I've been live streaming, and I thought, well, if I can hear it, everybody else can hear it. But same as
not about I'm going to scold me.
Same as me and both me and Chris will say, better out than in. You know what I mean? It's not worth sort of holding it and you know, giving yourself tummy ache or whatever, you know. Just let it rip, I say. So but there you go. I mean, why is it? This is what I want to know, right? Why do men's farts always sound louder than what women's do when they fart? Right? Because yeah, I you know. I mean, I can fart like restaurant, you know, like everybody else. But I've always wondered, you know, is it a scientific fact or whatever? But why do men's farts sound louder than what women's do? So, you know, I want somebody to answer me that question. You know, why do men's farts sound louder than what women's do? So, but put it this way, when we're in bed, I'm glad he faces other way. Otherwise, I'd never wake up in the morning. I'm going to Google that. But it's a fact, though, isn't it, Kate? Men's farts always sound louder than women's. You know what I mean? It's got to be something scientific or something. I don't know. Let's see if anything comes up.
Google. Why do men's fart louder than women? When we pass gas, what causes the dreaded sound? It might have a little to do with the difference in eating habits, but alternatively, it comes down to a woman being more discreet about them.
Did you hear that? It says that women are more discreet than men when it comes to farting.
We don't bother, we just let rip.
That's it. But yeah, if you're Googling it, Tracy, that's what come up on Chris's. It says But we can do it from both ends. But yeah, you know what I mean? It says one, like eating habits, and then two, it's women are more discreet about it. Not really scientific, is it? Fandango fart. Oh dear. Oh God, Ian,
You just come back in and talk about farts.
Yeah. I've just what did Google say? It said, right, I'll just explain to Ian. We were just on about farts because I found a key ring and it says your farts stink, but I still love you, blah blah blah.
Weighted and not weighted tight.
And I says, I wonder if it's a scientific fact why men fart louder than women. So Chris says, Google, you know, why do men fart louder than women? And it says, one, it could have something to do with the fact that interesting topic. Basically eating habits, and then right at the very end it says because women are more discreet about it than what men are. So I don't know, it's not really scientific, but hey ho. So Alexa told me it's because of their eating and not going to the toilet. But I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I mean, Kate will know what I'm talking about. When I need to go, I need to go. No,
Hello, Paul.
Hiya, Paul. How are you? But yeah, interesting topic. Scientific. We're doing a scientific survey. Why do men's farts sound louder than what women's do? So yeah.
But Wakey's gone.
Yeah, I can go to sleep better tonight knowing this information. Men don't go to the toilet, she said, because they hold it in. But I'm not kidding you. And this is, you know, I'm going to tell you a little fact now. Callum was sat on that sofa the other day, and Lucy were on his knee.
Oh, dear me.
Right. So next minute, our Callum's going, whoa, whoa. I says, what the heck's up? He says, I think Lucy's dropped one, and she's the lady. And he went, oh God, he says, why did you wait to get on my knee, Lucy, says, before you let one rip? and boy, do this thing. And same as Chris says, for somebody with such a little poo hole, you know. But yeah, sure about gassing Callum. And he says to me, he says, well, why she waited till she got on my knee? Ian says, no word of a lie. A Polish guy took a dump on someone's front door last night around here on Facebook group on CTT. Well, they ought to throw a book at him, basically. But that's Polish for you all over. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. I hope he used to leave. Oh dear. He probably stuck his own bog roll with him. Yeah. Telling everybody when Lucy farted on you the other day. She about gassed you, didn't she? But yeah. I mean, obviously, he'd got a grievance with whoever's doorstep he'd dumped on, but that's not the point.
Ah, that already was drunk.
Oh, I know.
Nobody's that drunk to go and do a dump on a doorstep.
Well, that's it.
Even when you are drunk.
He was looking in people's houses, then done that. Oh, dear. But it's like, I mean, I've said all along, I mean, Kate knows what I'm talking about. If I need to go, I need to go. No ifs and buts about it. If I need to go, I need to go. Ian says he's going to screenshot it you and send it.
Okay.
But the thing is, you know what I mean? It's like, well, Ian knows that what it's like to have IBS and whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like either one or other, you know, you're doing it for England or you can't do it at all, you know what I mean? But when you've got to go, you've got to go. There's no ifs and buts. You know what I mean? If when I've got to go, if I've got to go, I've got to go. You know what I mean? You know. But there's no excuse for doing it on somebody's doorstep. You know, none whatsoever. You know what I mean? You can say you were drunk or whatever, but surely you weren't that drunk because you didn't know we were doing a number 2 on somebody's doorstep. It's all right. Ian said that the police guy had dumped on somebody's front doorstep last night.
You talk about marking your territory.
So yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, even like with condition that Kate's got, you know what I mean. You still wouldn't, you know, do it on somebody's doorstep. But hey ho.
Oh dear.
So are you in college at 9 o'clock tomorrow then? So is it last week, next week then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God! So we were going weeks then.
Sexy beast, yeah.
I am, thank you. Yes.
No me.
But yeah, you know.
It was on the footpath outside the gate.
Oh.
I just read it.
Oh.
Oh dear.
But even though, I mean, you know, at some point we all get caught short. But you know.
I've said it, yeah.
You don't want to watch somebody take a.
No, you're not watching it. It's just reading.
Did he get fined or something?
No, they can't find him.
Oh.
The Polish guy. Well, there's somebody that's Polish guy. It's a Polish number plate, I reckon.
That's police for you.
Eh?
That's police for you.
Oh.
Typical police. Gone to note.
Yeah, security cameras and CCTV does not deter the brazen, dirty tramps. But yeah, you know what I mean. This at the end of the day, there's just simply no excuse for it. You know what I mean? I mean, we've all been in that situation where we've been busting and, you know, and need to go and, you know what I mean? But we ain't just sort of, just do it. How are you?
Just do it. Just do it. But you got a Nike.
So yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? It's there's a time and a place.
Yeah, it's time and a place.
Yeah.
That's not one of them.
Yeah, I'll be drunk, but I will put on somebody's step.
Yeah, but it even being drunk, Callum, that's no excuse.
Yeah, I'm saying even if I even if I were drunk, I wouldn't do that.
No.
But it's let me just put it another way. I always go to the toilet before I go to bed. But more often than not, I'm waking up every 2 hours needing to do a wee. And it's aggravating that you can't have like a good night's sleep because you're waking up every 2 hours needing to go to the toilet.
I sleep straight through me. I've got a good bladder.
And it's same with that. If you need to go, you need to go.
I've got a good bladder.
Yeah, but I mean, you can, and your dad can, but I can't.
It's probably women bladders.
I went to the toilet. I might be a while.
Oh, that's in the morning.
No, not yet, my lady.
What's
We've
that?
been saying we'll do it tomorrow, and we'll do it
What?
tomorrow.
Oh,
She says, "Are you
Christmas
put your
tree.
tree up yet?" No, not yet.
Yeah.
No. Christmas is
But
crap
yeah,
this year.
it's like you know what I mean. It wakes you up for a reason. It wakes you up to tell you that you need to go to the laugh. You know what I mean. And I says to Chris other day,
Could be a woman problem.
it probably is. He's giving birth to kids like you.
That's not very nice.
But same as but I mean, you know when you're a woman, Callum,
Giving
and
birth.
when you have kids, you can't hold it as much. I mean, men don't have that problem because they don't give birth.
Giving birth is not an excuse.
Of course, it is.
No.
It weakens your muscles, so you can't hold it as good as you can, or you know what I
It
mean.
could be that you're not fit enough.
It's got nothing to do with that, Callum. So anyway, and I says to Chris other day, I says, I feel that tired in the morning, like I've not been to sleep.
Broken sleep.
For the fact that I sleep 2 hours. I sleep all right for 2 hours. I get out to go to the toilet.
You got broken sleep.
Get back in bed.
You-
Nod off again. 2 hours later, I need to get out to the toilet.
You got broken sleep like me. Was that hard or?
I'm laughing at your dad. He says, I need to pop out. Should I nip outside to the old git with the car and go on his doorstep? But yeah, you know what I mean? It's just do it, says I'm a man and always need to poo in the middle of the night. But that's not my problem, you know what I mean? I normally sort of it's the wee aspect of it. But and I say, Chris will say, "Oh, I slept like a log last night. I slept right through till this morning." I says, "I just wished I could." You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that you're sleeping 2 hours, getting out to go to the toilet, then you wide awake, so you try to go back to sleep, and then by the time you've got back to sleep, you're needing to go again a couple of hours later.
And then you process.
And it's like that. And I says to Chris, that's why I feel so tired half the time, is because I'm getting like, yeah, I probably get 8 hours or something like that, but it's all broken sleep.
Like I get.
Yeah, because you're like waking up. But mine is I have to get out to go to the toilet.
Mine is I wake up.
You know, I'm not like Chris. I can't sort of nod off as minute my head hits pillow. It takes me a while to not, you know what I mean?
Mine is I wake up and then I don't go back to sleep even though I close my eyes.
But the thing is, this is another thing. Callum's a lot like Chris, you know, once he's asleep, you know,
I'm asleep.
ours could burn down, you know, and there wouldn't be any the wiser. But I'm a light sleeper, and once I get out to go to the toilet and I get back in bed and I try to nod off, it takes me a while to nod off again, and then I start the whole process again. You know, and vice versa, you know what I mean? I'd just like to go to bed of a night, and sleep for like a solid, even if it's only like 6-7 hours. I'd like to be able to go to bed and sleep without any interruptions all night. But I can't. I just can't.
Might have to sleep on your own for a while to get your sleeping pattern
Yeah,
back.
but that's got nothing to do with it. I'd still be going out of bed to go to the toilet,
For
Callum.
some reason,
Even though that's the last place I go at night before we go to bed.
when I'm in a new surrounding, I get good sleep. But then when I'm not in a new surrounding, it's different.
You know what I mean? It's not as if we drink gallons, is it? You know what I mean? I've tried all sorts. I've tried sort of not drinking after a certain time, or you know, I've tried
Conspiracy
everything.
Theories.
Hey?
Conspiracy theories. Or
No,
notes or whatever
it's just the fact that women's bladder are weaker than men's. He says he's got a 5-minute ad and now a 2-minute ad.
Dad. He's
And
not
that-
knowing.
He has been. And no, I haven't heard him fart yet.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not done. He's not. He's not done poo.
But you see, the thing is as well, like when I'm live streaming, I live stream for 2 hours, right? So I always make sure that, like, about 5 minutes before I go live, I always go to the toilet. So I know I can sit here for 2 hours and not need to go to laugh, unless it's, you know, the other one. And sometimes it just catch out. So
Oh, okay, I'm laughing.
it's probably your dad's. So yeah, it's what we call bane of my life.
What?
Bane of my life.
Oh,
Not
right.
being able to sleep straight through.
Like me.
That SBD.
What does that mean?
Your dad says, "Oh, pardon me."
I was expecting to know.
Oh, pardon you.
Pardon me.
See you in the
It's a
morning.
bit slow tonight.
Yeah, see you in the morning.
In the morning. Oh, Johnny's in. Is that Johnny? Yorkshire.
It's all the coffee you've been drinking. No, it's same as I say. I bet I've had like 3 coffees today.
You watch because you'll be talking about not sleeping, about adult sleep.
Tracy says it's like a fear of going to sleep till I get to sleep. Then I get a panic. That's why I sleep down in the room. It don't happen when sleeping on the sofa. Kate says night, Callum.
Good night, Kate. I bet because you've been talking about not sleeping.
Yeah, but I've tried everything. I've tried sort of not drinking after a certain time, cutting down on you know what I'm drinking, but I still do it. I still, you know.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
But you see, Callum's been like that, Tracy. But it's only when we go on holiday and things like that, when he's waking up in strange surroundings. It normally does.
You're about sleepwalking.
No, she says she wakes up in fear, and it's like a feeling of dreading going to sleep. And
Always just do it. I thought it was Johnny. Good night, Tracy. I'm because I've got my glasses on.
Yeah. Well, you see, normally, like, if he weren't going in college tomorrow, he'd stay up a bit later. But he's a bit like a bear with a sore head if he don't get proper sleep. So,
boy.
we him being in college tomorrow, he goes to bed at a reasonable time.
Goodbye. No. You just chilling. You tired, lad?
I'll make a coffee when I'm done. So I was about the morning. It means when he's done on laugh. But yeah, it must be like a stress, anxiety type of thing, Tracy, because Callum's is not so bad when he's at home. It's just when he's in strange places, you know,
Right.
like with places that he's not familiar with.
Are you on about sleepwalking?
Well, no, about yeah, well, yeah,
No, when I'm in new surroundings, I get good sleep.
but I mean, it's like, you know, things that have happened over years. You know, you sort of wake up, but you can't get your bearings, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
Like you don't know exactly where the toilet is.
Oh, so I'll put that on.
So you know, it's probably all like stress related, anxiety related. You know what I mean?
What to me?
My
Like I've done it in red.
lady says I put my coffee order in today, flat whites. We got her onto flat whites and what were it? Latte macchiato vanilla as well.
See you in the morning. Bye.
Is it flat whites that we on at the moment? So right, I'll buy both. Yeah. So yeah, but the good thing, I'm going back to we've got Dolce Gusto machine. The good thing about the flat whites is instead of getting 8 milk pods and 8 coffee pods, with these flat whites you get 16. So you actually get more value for your money from the flat whites because it's just one pod. So £3 in Morrison's. I ordered some off Amazon and they only £8 something off Amazon. Last time I ordered some, I think they were the flat white ones because they hadn't got the vanilla ones in, but they're £8.97 for 3 boxes on Amazon. Bunny? Don't you mean Benny?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's knowing where to look and where to get best price. So yeah, but normally, like Asda, the 3 for a tenner. Now you see that the hot chocolate is a bit too sweet for me. I'm not keen on the hot chocolate. But you know, they do all sorts. They do Nesquik and all sorts. But we like the flat whites and we like the they even do a Maltese one as well. Hot chocolate. Okie dokie then, Kate. I hope you go on all right. You know, you'll have to message me and let me know how you get on. So, but yeah, it's sort of, you've got to be okie dokie then, Kate. But you see, I mean, Chris don't have sugar, but I have sweeteners. But the vanilla ones are very sweet. Yeah, no, we don't have. I don't have salt. We don't have salt whatsoever. Why is it every time you get into bed it's always really cold? This is it. You know, I mean, it's like throughout day we've had we control our eating by thermostat. You know, we put it on. But it soon gets warm in here, so it's like all or nothing. It's either cold or it's really hot. You're sweet enough. But I find that it's like we haven't had it on since about tea time. So we leave it off. So it's because it as they say, it rises, doesn't it? But it always seems warm in our bedroom. I always have two sweeteners in mine, Tracy. But Chris can always tell if he's got wrong coffee because of the fact that I have two sweeteners in. But no, we don't have salt in anything. That's why when recipes call for salt, I don't bother with it. I don't put it in any of my recipes either. You know, because we ain't got no salt because we don't use it. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's you know, I sort of, I used to have two sugars in my coffees, and then my mate says, "Oh well, why don't you try going on to sweeteners? You know, it'll be a bit of a, you know, culture shock for you going from sugars to sweeteners." She says, "But you'll find that if you're trying to lose weight, sorry, I've got an ear on me and it's bugging me." So yeah, I went on to sweeteners and I've never looked back. The only time I have sugar in my coffees is, let's say we'll go to we'll go out to a let's say cafe or something. Not all cafes and whatever have got sweeteners in, so I just say to them, just put me one sugar in, because that's sweet enough for me, just one sugar. But that's only like as a last resort. You know what I mean? Because I'd sooner have like one sugar in it rather than nothing. So what I tend to do now is I've always got, because near enough every time when I order shopping, I order sweeteners. And so I'm like in front with them, you know what I mean? So let's say, for instance, we go out for a day and we call it a cafe for a coffee. I always put a pack of sweeteners in my bag just in case they don't have any. And then I know that, you know, I ain't got to have any sugar in. So yeah, so it's just a preference, I suppose. People like things that are a bit on sweet. That's one of the reasons why I don't drink hot chocolate or anything. Oh, sweetener gives you restless leg. Oh, but you see, Chris has never had sugar. His mum and dad don't have sugar. His sister don't have sugar. So he's sort of like more or less grown up not having sugar. You know, my mum didn't take sugar, and she always knew. And this is the thing. Oh, Diet Coke does as well. This is the thing. My mum always, even down to the fact that, let's say somebody had made a coffee and I'd have sugar in mine, and you stir it, and then you make my mum's and you stir it with the same spoon that you know, even down to that little tiny detail. My mum always used to know if somebody had stirred her coffee with the same spoon as somebody that had sugar in theirs. And that's how sensitive my mum's taste buds were. She even knew when somebody had stirred it with the same spoon. But because she never used to have sugar. But she'd always like she'd always got sweeteners in for me. So, you know, we started sort of, when we'd stop over at my mum's, leaving sweeteners at her house. So she'd got them in and she weren't having to buy them, you know what I mean? And things like that. But yeah. But Chris is more or less the same, you know, it's like, it'll do coffees and he always does mine first, right?
Yeah. Here's a silly baby.
So anyway, he always does mine first. But then by the time he comes in here, sometimes he'll look and you can see him sort of thinking, now which one's Jeanette's and which one's mine? So he's only got to taste it to know that which is mine and which is his. Because he's been that used to having no sugar in for years and years and years. Oh dear. Does that mean I've got to wait for my coffee then?
Oh, yeah.
You went, oh yeah. But yeah. But yeah. I'd sooner have sweeteners in mine than sugar. Let's put it that way now. But if the need arises, I will just have like 1 spoonful. Yeah, my mum was saying, Tracy, she could tell that you'd stirred somebody's that had sugar. And that, you know, and you'd think to yourself, well, how does she know that? You know, it's not as if you don't stir it properly and all sugar dissolves and everything. So how can somebody possibly taste that they've stirred sugar, cooked with sugar in before they stirred in? And it sort of always, you know, boggled my mind how she could tell. But same as Chris says, when you're used to not having sugar and, you know, you taste that sweetener, you know. But I've always had either 2 sugars and some, as I say, I think it's about, how long ago? About 10 or more years I've been on sweeteners and I've never looked back. And it's now, you know, I can't tell difference. I can't tell difference at all. You know, it's like getting used to the taste, isn't it, really? When you're used to something, you get used to it, if you know what I mean. So now, you know, these are 0-calorie sweeteners. So, you know, it's all like a win-win situation, really. Because you're not... but this is the thing, Tracy. If I were to have cornflakes, like just plain cornflakes, I'd have to have sugar on mine. But if I buy honey nut cornflakes or things like to that effect, I don't, if that makes sense, because they're sweet enough. But yeah, if I'm being honest, if it were like just ordinary cornflakes, I'd have to have sugar on mine. Albeit, you know, same as I say, like just a teaspoon or something. But at the end of the day, it's what you're used to. You know what I mean? I'm used to sweeteners. Chris is used to not having any sugar at all. So, you know, it's each individual preference, you know what I mean? But that is one thing that, you know, we don't like. Well, Chris, you like drinking chocolate and things like that, don't you? My mum used to, my mum used to have Horlicks religiously.
That's like crap.
Yeah. My mum, and this would be like my mum's like last drink before she went to bed, or not like immediately before she went to bed. She used to drink Horlicks or Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
And I think they're both as disgusting. You know, and if she hadn't got Ovaltine and she used to drink Horlicks, and I think they both rank. You know what I mean? But if she'd got a preference, she'd have Ovaltine rather than but I could never understand it. You know what I mean? And she says, she always used to say, oh, well, it's to help me get to sleep. And because she weren't a very good sleeper either. So, you know what I mean? I have that last, I think she'd used to have it about 9 o'clock. And she used to have Ovaltine. And, you know, and I kept saying, I says to her, I says, well, why Ovaltine? And she says, well, it helps me sleep. I says, well, I can't see how it helps you sleep. It's only like having a cup of tea or something before, you know, before you go to sleep, or a cup of coffee, except you're swapping it for Ovaltine. Tracy says, I'm a coffee person now, but I always drink tea. But now it's coffee. But you see, Chris went through a phase like that, where he went off coffee a bit and drank tea. And I must admit, when I first got pregnant with Callum, didn't I went right off coffee. Even the smell of it made me want to be sick. And I went right off coffee. But as the pregnancy progressed, I sort of, you know, I think it was just like morning sickness, and it was just the smell of the coffee. It was making me feel sick and everything. So I reverted to tea. I used to drink tea. But then as it progressed and I got further along, I were all right drinking coffee. That's weird, isn't it? You know, at the beginning of the pregnancy, I couldn't even stand the smell on it. Yeah. That's what my mum did every night. But you see, my mum used to go to bed, like, it all depends what they want, telly, etc., between 10:30 and 11 o'clock every night. But she always used to have an Ovaltine about 9 o'clock. Oh, you know, why do you have an Ovaltine before you go to bed? Because it helps me sleep. But she didn't used to sleep any better. You know what I mean? And I always says to Chris, I says, well, if it's not making her sleep any better, why does she still drink it? Okie dokie, then just do it. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, you know what I mean? It didn't bear no difference whether she drank it at 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever, but she'd have a drink of Ovaltine thinking that it'd help her sleep, but it didn't. But she still used to do it religiously. You know, it's got no rhyme or reason to it. You know, it was like it's like if I knew something that had calmed me down and helped me sleep and everything, I'd do it. No problem. But if you're drinking it for drinking its sake, you know. And she even admitted, she says, well, I have one about 9 o'clock. She says, you know, to help me sleep. But it didn't make us help her sleep at all. So, you know. But they always say, you know, don't have this before you go to bed and don't drink after a certain time. And, you know, make sure you don't have this, that and other before you go to bed. To me, it's all a load of poppycock, if you ask me. You know, it's, they say, oh, don't drink coffee after a certain time because it keeps you awake. I'm awake anyway often. So it makes no odds to me whether I have coffee, whether I have whiskey, or whether I have booze or whatever. You know what I mean? None of it makes any difference because without fail, after that 2 hours, I'm up and down all night. So you know, it's just one of them things. I mean, you know, you've got these old wife tale that, you know, you don't do this after 9 o'clock, or don't drink this after 9 o'clock, or don't eat after 9 o'clock, and oh, you know what I mean? It's I'd say it were old wives' tales, to be honest with you. But I can understand it, like people that have got certain problems like gastro problems and whatever, you know what I mean? I'm by no means, you know, making fun of that, but it's, you know, to me, my lady says she has a picnic in bed every night. Oh dear. But what I'm saying is, my lady, you know, my mum will say, well, I have my Ovaltine about 9 o'clock because I don't like anything to drink after 9 o'clock, and it helps me sleep, and I don't like to drink too much because I'm getting in and out of bed all night. I says, well, yeah, welcome to the club, you know what I mean? But it don't bear, you know, any thing, you know, whether you have it at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock or midnight, you know what I mean? Or whether you have your last something to eat at about 8 o'clock, you know what I mean? It's all cheers, everyone. But it's you know, it's there again, it's the individual preference, you know what I mean? I will say one thing though, I don't like anything like too sweet. I might have a couple of slices of toast, you know, like after I close live stream down or something, but I don't like anything. She says she can't sleep if she's not lying in crumbs. Oh dear. But yeah, my mum were really old school, you know, don't drink after a certain time, and
You know what that is, don't you?
yeah.
He's gone out, he has.
Has it gone out? I thought
Yeah.
Callum said they were in
Well, the
wardrobe.
cat that goes out from front door.
But it's you know, I think a lot of it with my mum, she were like really old school, and you know, she were told that, you know, not to have this after 9 o'clock or that after 9 o'clock, or you know what I mean, and you know, it's down to the individual, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's down. And everybody's digestive system is the same. Tracy says all laughing's making a stomach go away. Yeah. She won't sleep on your head anyway. She'd want to be on your chest.
If you like our Benny, come on.
Oh dear. Our Benny thinks he's Lord at Manor. And Benny's one of these cats wherever I lay my hat. Sort of cat.
We'll have to delete that now.
She says it's not a nice sight when the chocolate melts. Oh dear. Well, you know what to do, my lady. Make sure it don't melt. Eat it before it melts. Oh dear. I can just imagine her waking up to a brown splodge on bed sheets. And thinking, where's that come from? Oh dear. Did I have an accident in my sleep? Oh dear. Have I? Oh no, it's okay. It's just chocolate. Oh dear. But yeah. Oh dear. Oh, you wake up and you've got this great big piece of chocolate stuck to your cheek. Or either that or on top of your eyebrow or in the middle of your forehead. Oh dear. Can you imagine it? Waking up with either chocolate button or something stuck to your face. Oh dear. Put it in the fridge for later, waste not, want not.
There's back.
You'll tell us out, Pixie. We're talking about my lady. She says she has a picnic in bed every night. And she says it's not a nice sight when you wake, when your chocolate melts in bed. And I says, you know, can you imagine waking up with a great big splodge of chocolate stuck to your cheek? Licking your sheets. Oh dear. Made my nose rub, that has. Oh dear. Oh, internet dropped out.
Got back online.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But I mean, this that's one thing we don't do. We never eat in bed, do we?
No.
Um,
I've coffee in bed. But
oh yeah, we've had coffees in bed before now, but we've never had never sat there and ate a packet of biscuits or something. Oh dear.
Yeah?
Ian says we're heading for tier 3 again next week.
Oh, that's not good, mate. Welcome to the club.
Tracy says I fell asleep once with a bar of chocolate, and when she woke up, it were all over bedding. Oh dear. Oh dear. But that's the thing. It's like your body eat. You know, it soon melts when you know if you're eating chocolate. Odd sick bucket. Oh, pardon me. But you know, it's you know, that I mean, I don't know. I mean, I might just be a funny sod, you know, but we never had biscuits or
True story.
Yeah, I know. You've told me enough times about it, but that's like you know, that's a different story, isn't it? I mean, falling out. I mean, I think at some point everybody's fell asleep on bus or had a cat nap or whatever. You know what I mean? But 8 miles. Oh, you didn't. So they didn't let you stop on again till it went round.
No, we're going back to depot. That
Oh, it were lasting, were it?
We're going back here. Bottom of the wood. Living off at Bardo, lived in Chapeltown.
Let's try a bar of Cadbury's down your leg. Oh. Oh dear.
Big bar with it.
Oh dear. But you know what I mean? Not that I'm being funny here, but that sort of thing don't appeal to me. I go to bed to go to sleep, not to sit munching on whatever. You know what I mean? That sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it? Bright orange. Oh.
Wow.
Tucker.
Hello.
Bright orange curry on a pale blue carpet. That not a good. You can much.
I miss the head out.
Yeah.
Munch.
Well, if I am munching out in bed, it'll be a packet of biscuits. Not anything else, dear. So don't get getting any ideas. Yeah, it's just something that we've never done, Paul. You know what I mean? We've never. Same as we've said, we've had odd coffee in bed, but you know what I mean? It says I had to reorganise the bedroom to hide the stain. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's you know, I don't know whether anybody will resonate with me, but when you get to a certain age, certain things that you eat keep me awake. You know what I mean? Or I get heartburn, or Chris gets heartburn when he hasn't had enough sleep. It's my only pleasure. Oh dear. But this is the thing as well, Tracy. I mean, I don't know whether it's relevant or not, but I always have this reoccurring dream. And the one thing that I dream about, and the one thing that I can't say fear, it's, I have this reoccurring dream that I'm somewhere where I don't know, where you know, that I'm not familiar with, and I get like all flustered because I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, or you know, and I don't know what. I mean, they say your dreams mean something, but it's like just and it keeps coming up every now and again. You know, I'm somewhere where I don't know where I'm going, and I'm, you know, I'm asking people where, you know, where. Hiya, Carla. You know what I mean? I'm asking people where's such and such, where's such and such, and it's, I don't know whether it's an insecurity of an anxiety stress thing. You know what I mean? What, fear of getting lost, or fear of not knowing where you're going, or oh, pardon me. So that's it's sexual frustration, is it? That's a new one on me, that is. So yeah, it's just this I don't know whether it's stress, anxiety, or what it is. You know, but it's like a dream I have. I don't have it every night, but it keeps like cropping up every now and again. And it's, you know, I'm wandering aimlessly, and I don't know where I'm going, and I'm lost, and you know, I'm getting all upset because I don't know where I'm going, or I'm, you know, I'm lost. So right, we're down to 6 now. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to shut it down because I've gone past my 2 hours anyway. So thank you for joining me. I do hope that you'll join me. I'm going a little bit earlier on Friday evening. I'm going 8 till 10 because I'm being interviewed on Friday night at 11 p.m. So I do hope you can come and join, and you know, come and join us. So I'll see you on the next one. It'll be Friday evening. Bye for now.
Bye.